Hi, I'm Rachel. I thought I might take a leaf out of Sean the Book Maniac's book, even though he is in Tokyo and I'm in Washington, D.C. But this is the first peak day of our national cherry blossoms. Sorry, there's a National Cherry Blossom Festival, so the words just kind of go together. But anyway, I came down to the Washington, D.C. Tidal Basin after work. I thought I might show you around a little bit, although I'm kind of worried about walking a lot because I get, jerky cam. And also, I don't think you can tell exactly from just this small area, but there are a lot of tourists here and also across the street and into the Lincoln Memorial Park area where there's a lot more cherry blossom trees. So while I was walking here and kind of getting jostled by the crowd, there were a lot of people. So it's kind of hard to walk and film. That's my excuse, but I figure I'll go around here a little bit and explain a little about how we got cherry blossom trees in DC. They were, at first, these cherry blossom trees around the Tidal Basin were a gift by the Tokyo mayor in 1912. And they were planted here and loved for a while until, well, they were always loved and it was always exciting. They're so beautiful and pink. But around 1938, there were plans to cut these down because of this building. This is the Jefferson Memorial building that they wanted to build. There were a group of women who were apparently so against the idea that they formed a chain link fence to say, no, don't cut down the trees. So instead they came up with a compromise and they planted more of them actually around the Tidal Basin. I'm not sure if you can hear me, so I'll just say again, they planted more of these trees around the Tidal Basin to appease the women who didn't want this building to cut down their trees. And there was only one other incident, I guess, where some trees were cut down illegally. 4 trees were cut down in 1941, shortly after Pearl Harbor, so they think that's why somebody cut down the trees. But luckily, things got better between the U.S. and Japan, and in 1965, Japan came back and dedicated 1,000 more trees around the Washington Monument right there, although you can't really see them where I'm standing, but I figured you can see the monument, so I'll just point my camera over there. So now we have thousands of trees, a few thousand trees, cherry blossom trees, around the Tidal Basin and the Washington Memorial. Most of them, about 70% of them, are Yoshino trees. Those are the types of blossoms, but don't ask me what they look like. I couldn't tell you that. So now another big part of this season is not only that these blossoms are blooming, but ever since the 1930s we've had cherry blossom festivals around the springtime event. And we have a lot of tourists come in both to see the trees and for the festival, which has grown quite large in the last several decades. We have we have a cherry blossom parade, we have a Japanese street festival, there's arts and textiles and all sorts of museum exhibits around the theme of cherry blossoms. We have a family fun day, or at least we used to. I feel like the schedule's changing a lot lately, and I should be careful for this, for the planes flying overhead. There's also a kite flying festival that's kind of gotten incorporated into the Cherry Blossom Festival, and there's lots of groups and people who come in to perform from Japan and from other places, and it really can be a lot of fun. I haven't actually gone to many of the events, but maybe this video will encourage me to do more of the festivity events. So I thought maybe I'd end this video by making it actually bookish, since this is a booktube channel, and I thought I would read a poem, since this is also America's National Poetry Month. So the poetry book that I'm reading this month in April is this one. This is a collection of Emily Bronte's poetry. This is perhaps a strange place to be reading poetry by a woman who was in love with the Yorkshire moors, but she lived where she lived and I live where I live, so. Will the day be bright or cloudy? Will the day be bright or cloudy? Sweetly has its dawn begun, but the heaven may shake with thunder ere the setting of the sun. Lady, watch Apollo's journey, thus thy firstborn's course shall be, if his beams through the summer's vapors warm the earth all placidly. Her days shall pass like a pleasant dream in sweet tranquility. If it darken, if a shadow quench his rays and summon rain, flowers may open, buds may blossom. Bud and flower alike are vain. Her days shall pass like a mournful story in care and tears and pain. If the wind be fresh and free, if the wide skies clear and cloudless blue, the woods and fields and golden flowers sparkling in sunshine and in dew, her days shall pass in glorious light, all the world's drear desert through. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.